And today I have a lot of fun. I get to change all the heating coils in my kiln. I've already done 7 of them. As you see, there are 5 in the top and 1 there. And this kiln has 12 heating coils in it all together. And here's what they look like when they come from the package from Paragon. And it's got the 2 little brass things, which I got to replace too. And I've already replaced this first one right here. And now I'm going to do this one next. This had a huge kiln shelf in here. And as you can see, here it is right here. And it's heavy. And besides that, we took out all the old coils. And just so you can see, that's what they look like. And they've been used, I don't know how long. Anyway, let's go to putting them in. Now, the first 5 were put in this cover right here. And the 6th one was on the back. And the others are down under here. And you see, this is where I got to work, in this space here. All right. Now, unless you're an octopus, you probably will need extra hands, so I got to get somebody else to help me remove this heating element. Now, the fun part is making your art, and every now and then one of your machines break, especially if you do glass or ceramics. Sooner or later you're going to have to replace your heating elements in your kiln. So I have several kilns made by different companies. Like Scott, and this one here is a Olympic kiln. And this particular one here is a Paragon, and I have a second Paragon. This is my largest and most favorite kiln. So, unless you're an octopus, you're going to need lots of extra hands to do this. So, we got a sheet. Alright, so what we have to do is, this one already replaced. This one needs to be replaced, and I've already disconnected it on the bottom. And now I'm pulling it out of the hole here. And I'm pulling this one out of the hole here. Alright, so we just pulled these out of the bottom. I had to disconnect these brass things that were underneath with a screwdriver and everything. So Bob, you want to do your thing? What we're going to do is we're going to try to get these out. Now, the only video I saw on how to do this shows how you go in here with cutters and you cut this into pieces and take it out in pieces. Well, I have no cutters that will go in there that have enough power to cut this high strength cable. So this is the way that I found to do it. I push this one down here. This is like a groove. And I go all the way down here. See, and it goes around the end. So if I push it like this, now the first one was actually broken in 2 pieces. So we're able to pull each one out the end. So as it worms around here, Bob's getting it out there. And it is working, it is working. And see how that works? Now there isn't really anything wrong with these, except that if I'm going to have to replace the 4 or 5 that were bad, I decided to just do them all. And yes, they cost about $1,000 for all of them for this particular kiln. Actually $861 and a few other parts. And then you got to untangle them. And this is actually brittle material. It isn't what you think it is. It's not just a piece of stainless steel or something. And it sort of bites itself. So we got it. Okay, Bob's got that one. And then we'll unleash the whole thing. Okay. And then we go to put the new one in. And we just go right in here like this. And Bob feeds it to me. And so like I say, this requires 2 people to accomplish this. Now I'm going around the corner here and I'm going to help it along so I don't stretch it. Because I think if I stretch it, it won't be happy anymore. So don't be afraid of doing this on your kiln. It is a little bit of tedious, but that works. Okay, now I got to get, okay, that one's got to come in just a little more, see? Okay, and then put these back down into these holes without breaking anything. And this material is extremely stiff. Okay, I got to pull it out. And down there, then put it all, squished it all back. Okay, very good. Okay, I'll do it, Bob. Okay, I'm gonna pull that out, pull that down, put that down in here. Okay, now I've got to open up a couple of these, and I've got it set up on the bottom on how I do it down there. So I'm going to move the light. Okay. All right, so first thing you got to do is you got to put these things back, because we are talking 220 volts at a lot of current. So that got to go back up there. Then this thing here has got to go back on the wire. So that wire goes there and that wire goes there. And there's a little copper bolt here. So I put it through this one. And I put it through this one. And then I put this on here. Come on. And sometimes it works really good, but it's a little camera shy. Alright, I got it. Okay, so now I got that. I got the hole going up and down and the wires up that way. And I got this thing here. Okay, and the lady at Paragon said, tighten it as tight as you can, and then tighten it again. So I got this little wrench. I can put a little more torque on it, and then if I hold it with the vice grips like this, I can put even more torque on it and make sure it's super tight. There we go. Now the next step is this goes over. And of course that comes back out again, which is not supposed to. It's supposed to stay there. And this goes through this hole in here. You back out that screw a little bit if it's blocking things. And of course when you're laying on the floor upside down, the ones on the top I got to stand there and do all those quite well. And before I put the camera on, they were all going very easily. Okay, got that. Then I find a pair of pliers. Can you hand me a pair of pliers up there?
Bob, do you see a pair of pliers?
There's two pairs of pliers right there. I used them up above. Okay, I'll cut this part out. Okay, now I'm going to grab that and pull that down and push that up. Okay, and then I got to take my and tighten this screw right here. Okay, get as tight as I can with that tool. And I put the vice grips back on it again. Okay, now I clip that on there, and I take my little wrench again, and I tighten it super tight. And on this one, everything is 1/4 inch. And I guess because of the high temperatures we're talking about here, this is the only way they can do this. You can't use a piece of electrical tape or anything like that, because it will just burn up. So, okay, it's still getting tighter. All right, and tighter. Oh, it's still going. All right. Okay, got that done. All right, so now that one's all done, but you got this thing sticking out here. You got to take a pair of good strong cutters and cut that piece off, and that one's done. And like they say, rinse and repeat. So the next one goes over here, and I have to do this. This particular kiln has 12 heating elements, and of course each one has 2 ends. So that's going to be 24 times I have to do this, and you get the idea of what's involved in changing your elements. And when you're all done, you've got all new elements, and as you did when your kiln was new, you of course ran it through a few tests to see how it heats and anneals your glass. I'm going to have to start over with all new tests as I did when I got this kiln a year ago to adjust for the new heating elements. So I hope this is helpful to you, and thank you.